On the line now with commentary and analysis, Larry Sparano. Hey there, how are you?
Good morning, Kent. Yeah, more hyperbole from Trump critics. Hyperbole on both sides,
Hmm.
exaggeration, shadings on both sides. Barr is shading it one way. Uh, Trump critics are shading another way. But overall, Barr has made some very valid points in the process by which the FBI obtained those FISA warrants. They were, at the very least, seriously flawed and even slanted in order to get that wiretap permission. Case in point was one of the underlings in the FBI altered an email which obscured the fact that Carter Page had prior contacts with the CIA and was actually working in effect as her agent. That would have perhaps made the court determine otherwise about granting the FISA request. So uh, the it's being shaded by Trump critics that these were just minor errors, and the underling, as usual, is going to get the blame. The low-ranking FBI official who altered the email, plus other things, and the leaders at the top, who I think were well aware of what was going on and directing it, again will skate on this. This is the way the system works in Washington. What you do is you deep six an underling. He's the fall guy, and everything's fine. For some reason, with the vast apparatus of the FBI and checks and balances, the top people had no idea about these errors being permitted and misinformation being purveyed by their underlings. And to me, that doesn't pass the smell test, Ken.
But I mean, isn't the major outcome of the report that it discredited? It made the point that the FBI was justified in starting the investigation. I mean, that's the main takeaway, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the
You
Horowitz
can't really slant that.
report
Yeah.
claims that. A.G. Barr says no. And as I said, they're both shading it their own way. But I
But
think
I don't think that's shading. I mean, what Barr hasn't presented any evidence that says uh, that discredits Horowitz's conclusion
Well,
that
yeah, he has.
the
The
FBI.
email is one of the points, and he talks about how there wasn't attention paid to the strict protocol that was involved.
No, no,
The,
but
the,
I'm
the,
talking about the beginning of the launch of the investigation was justified, is what Horowitz is saying.
they launched the investigation on flawed evidence, and you'll notice that Horowitz took no position on whether, if the email hadn't been altered, if other information had been more forthcoming and accurate, whether the court then would have granted the FISA request. So that was left up in the air. Yeah, what they're doing is both sides are trying to walk a tightrope here. Horowitz, doesn't want to condemn more strongly what I think he should be condemning about the FBI being at the very, he's calling it sloppiness. I think it was intentional. And Barr, of course, is being much more aggressive in castigating the FBI. But I'm saying the truth lies in the middle, and I do think that it was a flawed, slanted investigation into Trump because they were determined to get him. And I'm not saying that Trump is innocent or that he shouldn't have been investigated, but the way they investigated it was flawed. And if they could do that to Trump, they could do that to any other president, anybody else that they want to do it to. That's the danger there.
Right, right. Well, what do you think of the two articles? I think we hadn't talked about those yet.
Kind of like they started with a bang and it's ending kind of with a whimper, isn't it? And there was no mention of bribery, which they kept hammering repeatedly the few weeks prior to this. That
Right.
clear bribery, no question about it, blah 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 blah. Now they're two, I think, weak and perhaps intentionally vague charges, knowing that they're not going to be able to support anything more specific, and maybe their overall plan is they're playing to their base to go ahead with the impeachment. I think Pelosi was still reluctant all along, but she knew the base was acting up so much, especially with the squad and others like that. And so she's satisfying them, knowing that they really can't make this stick, and knowing that they'll get it done for the base. They'll go through the motions. They'll send it to the Senate where it'll be rejected. And I think they're rushing this because they want this all over with quickly so they can move on to other issues.
Right. All right, sir, we'll see, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Ken. Talk to you
Okay,
then.
bye-bye.